Welcome to Newport, this very popular seaside town, the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park's jewel in the crown, with its stunning location between the Pembrokeshire Coast Path and Carningli, the Mount of Angels. Croeso I Trefdraeth. Welcome to Beach Town. Welcome, croeso, to Havards. Havards is a traditional ironmonger shop dating back to 1840. It's a vital asset for the community of Trefdraeth and its many visitors. But the current owner has been unable to find someone to take over the shop, and it's likely to shut down if a way cannot be found to keep it open. A local initiative is underway to set up a community benefit society to purchase and to run Havards as a community shop. For this to happen, we need your help. Rydym ni eisiau eich cymorth. If we are successful in this venture, we can prepare Havards for a new beginning and are confident that when you visit Havards, you will be rewarded by a financially viable, friendly, welcoming shop that lies at the heart of its community and reflects all those who live in Trefdraeth and the surrounding area.
My name is Brian and I've lived in Newport all my life. I've used Havards regularly since the time I can remember, same as my parents, and it will be a great shame if it closes and is turned into another holiday home or a cafe or a restaurant, because there seems to be plenty of them in Newport at the moment, and it's so convenient to use for little everyday things. And apart from if that closes, somebody will have to go to Cardigan or Haverds just to get a bulb, and it's a shame. And the shops in Newport are closing as quick as we can say hello. And we need more local shops and less holiday homes, because the more holiday homes we have, the less shops we'll have. Newport was a vibrant little place with 4 or 5 grocery shops, sweet shop, ice cream shop, and now that's all we got now is white van man running around with deliveries, Tesco vans, Morrison's and Asda vans every day back and forth, and it's a great shame. And then pechor o sgaidd Havards, achos mae mor gyfleus I dynion ni wso yn lleol. Mae'n rhaid ni gofio beth digwyddodd I Trefdraeth, a nawr mae'n digwydd yn Trefdraeth, a os digwyddodd yn Havards, bydd I too late. Cofiwch am Havards.
Wel ie, dwi'n prynu bob math o bethau o Havards, fy het, enghraifft, fy sgidiau, o bwyd adar bob tro, sibwn I blannu, hadau, compost hadau, just mae'n ddefnyddiol iawn, a pethau gegin, menig ffwrn enghraifft. Os oes rhywbeth dyn ni eisiau, dyn ni'n meddwl yn syth am Havards, a mae'n lleol wrth gwrs, dim yn chwarter awr I gerdded lawr y bryn. So, siop arbennig o dda. Well, I just find it such a useful shop. It's only a quarter of an hour's walk from here, and the variety of stuff in it that I've bought over the years we've lived here, that's 13 years, is amazing. I mean, whether it's clothes, my hat, my shoes, wellies for my granddaughter, stuff for the kitchen, light bulbs, matches. You know, the first place you think of if you run out of something useful is Havards. And yeah, I think it would be a terrible loss to the community if it went. We don't need any more gift shops or things for tourists. We want the everyday useful things that local people depend on. It would be a big hole in the middle of Newport if that disappeared.
Havards wedi bod yn siop os mlynedd mawr yn Trefdraeth, a bydd e'n golled os bydd Havards yn cau. Mae llawer o siopau wedi cau, ac wrth gwrs gyda hynny mae di'n gorfod mynd ymellach i brynu beth sydd eisiau ar y ffarm. Mae Havards wedi bod yn siop arbennig o dda i'r cymuned dros y blynydde. Well, what do you call cot? Well, dillad i'r ffarm. Yeah, right. Ni'n prynu dillad sy'n defnyddiol gwaith y ffarm, porni staple, hoelon a popeth y falle gaunt y ffenso a gwaith arall sy'n mynd mlaen ar y ffarm. Wel, gyda Trefdraeth yn colli'r siopau, sydd gyda chi ddim byd ar ôl yn y cymuned. So mae hwnna'n golled fawr. Mae'n bwysig os gobeithio bydd yn gallu cadw siop fel Havards yn y gymuned. Well, Havards has been a local shop for many years, and my parents has used it before me. We've used it ourselves, and it will be a great pity if this shop closes in the community. There's so many shops closing, and we are hoping that Havards will be able to remain open for the future. Buying coats for the farm, materials that are used for the farm from day to day. Fencing materials, staples and nails, everything like that that's used for the farm. With every shop that closes, you've got to go further to buy the materials.
So I've just bought my wheelbarrow in Havards, which is so much better than having to go to Haverfordwest or Abertavy. And what I really like is when I need a new blade for the saw, you can just buy the blade for the saw in Havards. You don't want to go to one of the big stores and buy a whole new saw every time and throw the old one away, and that's what we need. You need somewhere local that you can buy these things. So what we need to keep in Trefdraeth, in Newport, is shops that local people use all year round. In my opinion, what we don't need is more Airbnbs or more cafes or more premises that are just used by holiday makers in the peak season. We need to keep places like Havards for the people with dogs and cats who feed their pets, for the bird seed that people buy. And in fact, they just sell everything in there, don't they? I mean, you know, seeds for the garden, compost, wheelbarrows, the tools. They cut keys in there. I mean, who hasn't need to go in there to get a key cut? Yeah, what more can I say? We can't lose Havards. I've got my Welsh class and I can't be late.
Prynawn dda chi.
Right, prynawn ta. Oh.
Prynawn da. Fel boi lleol sydd wedi bod yn defnyddio Havards trwy oes i gyd, dwi'n meddwl mae'n arbennig bod ni'n cadw mae'n bwysig bod ni'n cadw fel busnes yn y dre, i cadw'r busnesu bach fel yn busnes fi, builders, adeiladwyr, trydanwyr, mae bob un yn defnyddio ge, a mae'n bwysig iawn bod ni'n cadw ge yn y dre i'r bobl lleol. Diolch yn fawr.
Oh, boy. Yes. I say, turn around then and then.
I'd just like to put my support behind keeping Havards as a local ironmongers. As a local tradesman, I've used Havards all my working life, and I think it'd be a pity for it to leave Newport and we'd end up with a restaurant or a cafe or another gallery. I think it's important for the working people of Newport to have somewhere where they can pick up supplies to enable them to keep the tradition of local supplies for local builders.
Well, I use Havards because it's really convenient to come here, and it saves me a lot of grief about going out of town, and it's really handy for my gardening stuff and whatever, and building trade as well. I have to get some materials from here which are very handy at times, and it's really good for paint, which do little jobs with and paint the boat and whatever. And otherwise I have to go to Havards to go and get it, you know. And it'd be a terrible shame to put it into like a holiday home or something, because it's all holiday homes here now. Really, everything's gone. All the local people are moving out to Dinas and Cardigan and Cymych, and they can't afford anything here anymore. And the businesses are all going from here as well. There's not many businesses left in Newport now. There's only like 3 or 4 different types, which you could do with more hardware and paint, produce that you can get hold of at any time you want.
Yeah.
Well, we'll use it like 2-3 times a month.
Yeah, maybe 4 times a month. We go there for
just to
something,
get
you
bits, bobs, paint, filler for the houses and stuff, or whatever.
Yeah.
For boats, there's fishing gear there.
Yeah, fishing.
All for everything,
mackerel,
bait,
yeah.
everything.
Crab lines, all sorts. That's fucking hell,
It's all sorts for everybody to use, to whoever wants it, isn't it? It's all there.
All told, we have somewhere in the region of 12 to 15,000 line items in the shop, and that accounts for a considerable amount of stock that we have.
Anything, and once they've grown out, they've always got the stock there to help the kids as they get older.
As you said, if they haven't got it, they'll get it.
Mae wedi bod ma ers talwm, ac os y'n ni'n colli y siop, bydd y byrlwm y dre yn, bydd e'n ffeithio byrlwm y dre. Mae sawl siop yn y dre ar werth ar un o bryd. Os mae nhw yn mynd fel rhywbeth arall, byddwn ni'n gweld bod y strydoedd yn wag. Mae pobl lleol yn poeni am beth sy'n mynd i digwydd i'r siop, achos mae Trefdraeth wedi newid gymaint dros y blynydde diwetha. Mae'n pwysig bod ni'n cadw siopau fel Havards, fel y mae. A hefyd, mae fflat ar ben sydd yn gael y rentu mas i teulu lleol, a hefyd mae'n cyflogi pobl lleol, a mae'n bwysig hefyd bod ni'n cadw y swyddi yn y dre. Fel bod pobl yn ddim yn gallu gorfod teithio mas o'r y dre i gael gwaith. Mae siopau fel hyn yn bwysig i dyfodol Trefdraeth. Dwi ddim yn gallu dychmygu mynd heibio Havards gyda'r ffenestri yn wag a falle tŷ haf na, a mwy na thebyg tŷ haf, a y ffaith bod pobl wedi siopa yn siop a dros 200 mlynedd, teuluodd i gyd wedi mynd na, a just ddim yn gallu dychmygu sut mae'n mynd i edrych gyda ffenestri gwag yn y siop. Ar y strydoedd, wel, mae nhw'n newid cymaint os mae y siopau yn cael. Dyw pobl falle ddim yn sylweddoli beth sydd da nhw tan bod e wedi mynd. Wel, yn enwedig rili, yn y 5 mlynedd diwetha, mae gitbws cymuned wedi newid cymaint, ac mae'n yn y perygl nawr o ddweud, wel, dyw e ddim cofiwch Tryweryn, mae'n cofiwch Havards, cofiwch Trefdraeth. We need to get Havards as a community shop, because if Havards closes, we will have lost a very valuable retail shop in the town. Other shops are, well, there's one across the road which is just being sold. That, we don't know what's going to happen to that. The newsagent shop has been for sale for 4 years and that hasn't sold. And as time goes on, we are losing more and more of the original shops. We are catered extremely well for in the food and the pubs and the cafes and the pubs, but
really what we need to retain is the shops that the local people use on a daily basis. Newport, well, it's really changing so much, and although we are of course dependent on tourists, but unless we are able to retain shops such as Havards, the loss of our culture, the vibrancy of the town will be affected greatly. The other thing that Havards, if we do buy Havards, we will be providing a flat for a local family, and also will be retaining the employment and hopefully extending on that. That is another problem for youngsters in the town. They can't get jobs, and a lot of them are moving out. Can't get accommodation either. So it would provide, well, it would contribute albeit in a small way to that.
Okay, so Alec James ydw i. Dwi wedi byw yn Trefdraeth rhan fwyaf o mywyd ag es yng ngeni yma. Dwi wedi bod yn iwso Havards am flynydde mawr a rieni cyn hynny. A mae mor handi, mae nhw'n gwerthu bob math o bethau. O ddar nadolig, dwi wedi prynu batteries, belt lledr, bwyd i'r adar gwellt, llif, mob math o bethau. A os eith Havards, byddwn ni gyd ar goll yma. A beth sy'n mynd i ddigwydd nesaf? Pwy sy'n mynd i ddod mewn? Rwy'n eisiau coffi, wneud coffi shop neu rhywbeth yna. Mae digon o'r ynni yma. A mae'r rhan fwyaf o'r ynni ryd i'r locals anyway. So dim werth iddyn nhw. Mae nhw'n lot well off bys ni'n gallu cadw'r siop. Cadwe bobl y siop i fynd, dwi'n siŵr o hynny.
Well, basically, Havards is a fantastic shop. I use it probably 3 to 4 times a week, continually going up and down there, getting very useful things for my business, the Golden Lion. It's a fantastic part of the community. I meet a lot of people there as well, who talk about it a lot. They're very, very helpful in there. Supply, you get anything you need, far better than any big commercial outlets. It'd be devastating if we didn't have it in the community. It really would be. It'd be really devastating. It's an integral part of the high street there. It brings people into Newport as well. So it'd be really sad to see it go. Another thing about Havards is he sells some fantastic stuff for the summer. Obviously, it gets very, very busy in the season. Newport, very busy place. They sell wetsuits, buckets and spades, swimming trunks, everything you all need for being on holiday, basically. And it's really very useful for the town. And I know a lot of people who use it. A lot of people come down and they head straight away through Havards to get their stuff ready for the holiday. So yeah, it's a really good place to be, really.
Hi, I have a business in Newport Pembs, and I fully support Havards, the Ironmongers, which is now up for sale. We have to keep the business as a DIY shop. It's very, very important to do that. I get all of my bits and bobs from Havards. I get dog food, cat food, cleaning materials. I get fixings for the gallery. I get string, brooms, everything. It's also an important business for Newport. It brings in people here who may not stop as they're driving through. And from that aspect, it affects all of the other businesses that are in the town. So not only is it for us locals an important business, but it's for everybody. And it's a fantastic shop. I was born and brought up in Newport, and we've always had it here. And it's definitely worth everything to us. In addition to that, of course, it provides a lot of business to holidaymakers that come here. Newport's a very important place for tourists, and it's one of those landmarks on the high street as you're driving through or walking down, all the colourful balls and buckets and spades, very much the essence of Newport. And it's very eye-catching, and we really have to fight to keep that on our high street in Newport. It's important for everybody.
Hi, I've lived in Newport all my life. And I've always shopped in Havards when I need screws or just bits and pieces and bulbs and things, and I will certainly miss it if it closes. And it's a pity to lose all these local shops in Newport. I think things should be done about it. There's a lot of shops in Newport that have closed over the years. I would hate half of Havards to go, and Newport will become a ghost town if it carries on the way it's going.
Another indicator of the success of Havards as a business is the fact that they are still being successful despite online sales and cheaper version of DIY shops in the area. People still love going to Havards because it's full of everything you might need. It's got a lovely atmosphere in it, and you know, it's a shop that was established in 1840. So this is a long, ongoing business that is really an integral part of the town.
Okay, I firmly believe that this ironmonger's, Havards, is a real asset, and I would hate to see it go. I'm very reliant on it because I do all sorts of odd jobs, not for money, just for pleasure. So long may it thrive.
The other thing about Havards, of course, is that it's one of the last, if not the last, shop from when we were kids, when we had all sorts of different shops there. We had, I think, 2 or maybe 3 paper shops. We had 2 clothes shops. You could buy records on the square from the electrical place. There were all sorts of things. There was 2 or 3 or 4 grocers about the place, 2 butchers, and this is one of the last of those. And if it goes, well, the soul will be going out of Newport. It's going out now, but Havards it's like a hub for so many people. Local builders, people who just want to get spares for things, light bulbs, fuses, all sorts of stuff. We're going to be at a loss without it. There's no doubt about it.
I'd also like to add that Havards is an all-year-round business, and I'd like to see it create employment for a start. This would be good, and it would be a great shame to see the village town quietly die.